Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Many Roads, One Future, brought to you by the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub, or as we like to call ourselves, the NJFE Hub. My name is Jeanette Mejias, Program Director of Family Engagement at SPAN and Co-Director of the NJFE Hub. We're very glad that you joined us today. But before we get started, we love opening our sessions with a quick icebreaker to get the conversation flowing. So, if you could explore any career for one day, what would you choose? I gave some thought to that actually, and I thought my choice would likely be something in the medical landscape. So I'm going with I would like to be a speech therapist for the day. I think that would be really cool. So we'd love to hear what you would choose. And go ahead and drop those responses in the chat. And our team will definitely come through and engage with you all. So, as you continue to type in the chat and give some thought about what career choice you would like to be for the day, I see some stuff going in. Oh my goodness. I love it. A lawyer, a judge, politician, wonderful. Keep going, guys. Love it. So, let's talk about what today's webinar and what we're bringing to you today. It really is about helping young people explore many pathways available after high school, whether that's college or it could be a trade school, entrepreneurship, apprenticeships, or workforce careers. The goal is to empower students to discover options that match their strengths, their interests, and goals, while also equipping families, educators, mentors, and community members with tools to support them. The only thing that we do ask is just a simple request. As we move through the presentation, please hit a reaction button of your choice whenever something resonates with you. That helps our presenters feel your energy and also your engagement. And now I'm turning it over to my counterpart, Lanisha, for team introductions.
Good morning, and thank you, Jeanette. And thank you all for joining us this morning for this amazing webinar. My name is Dr. Lanisha Mako Ridley. I serve as the other co-project director for the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub. Just to let you know a little bit about myself, I am a mom. I have a 6-year-old son by the name of Brandon. He is in the first grade, so we're a long way off from, exploring life after college. And one of my favorite things to do is to read. And I am now going to turn it over to Kim.
Thank you, Lanisha. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kim Rivers, and I am the training coordinator for our Family Engagement Hub. A little about me. I have 3 children. They are grown. So my youngest is 18. She, in fact, just came home from college this last Friday. And so this is still relevant because as we know, our kids never know what they want to do and they feel overwhelmed. So hopefully this will give you some really great ideas about what you can do. And now I'm going to pass it over to Faith.
Thank you, Kim. My name is Faith Victor. I'm the Northern Regional Family Engagement Specialist. And this topic is dear to my heart because this is also graduation season. This is the season where we hear the congratulations and celebrations. So it's perfect timing. And I'll hand it over to Evan.
Thank you, Faith. My name is Evan Hardy. I am the Central Regional Family Engagement Specialist. And fun fact about me, I actually have 10 nieces and nephews. So this is an interesting topic that I'd love to hear about for them in their future. And now I would like to pass it on to Alexis.
Thank you, Evan. Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis Pratt. I'm the Community Engagement Specialist for the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub, and I hope you all enjoyed today's webinar. And now I'll pass it to Casey for introductions.
I'm Casey Dudley. I'm the Parent as Champions for Healthy Schools coordinator. A little bit about me. I have a young 14-year-old who is in the 8th grade, and actually is in a few days to graduation and going off to high school. This is extremely important to us. As we know, planning begins now, right? Because those 4 years go very, very quickly in high school. So personally, I think this is definitely a topic that will not just support me, but support you too. Whether it's your child that has an IEP or not, we need to ensure that we understand the process of planning and looking forward to what the next steps are for post-secondary education. So I hope you all enjoy. Thanks. I'll now pass it over to Stephanie Babbitts.
Hi, thank you, Casey. And I'm Stephanie Babbitts, and I am the coordinator for START on the NJFE Hub. And I work a lot with parent groups, special education parent advisory groups, PTAs, all different kinds of parent groups in school districts I do family engagement work with. And like Casey, I too have a child graduating 8th grade going into high school, and I also have a son who is about to end his freshman year of high school. So time does fly, and this is very timely information today. So I'm glad you're here with us, and I'm passing it over to Kayari.
Hi, thank you, Stephanie. Hi, my name is Kari Tyler. I'm the virtual event support specialist. I have an 18-month-old son who's just starting to get into the school system, so a lot of this information is a lot of questions that we're having at home. So I'm really excited for today's presentation.
Good morning. Just a little bit about the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub. The Hub is a product of a grant that SPAN received from the U.S. Department of Education. This is a 5-year grant to work with school districts, community partners, and families around family engagement. Our goal is for the Hub to be a place where families, educators, and community partners can find resources and tools to help them create greater partnerships and build bridges amongst themselves for the whole purpose of strengthening student success. And I will turn it over to Kim to talk a little bit more about SPAN.
Thank you, Lanisha. So SPAN Parent Advocacy Network, that is our parent organization. And for those who are not familiar with all that we do, we are about providing information, technical assistance, resources, and support for families and anyone else, professionals who are interested in the healthy development and education of children. So if you want to learn more, please go onto our website at spanadvocacy.org. We have over 45 programs. It covers everything from mental health, child welfare, everything that you could think of. So please join us, look at all of our offerings. And now we're going to get to today's offering, starting with a video about all of the different paths of what we can do next.
Just graduated high school? Congrats. Now that you have graduated, it's time to start looking for what to do next. But if you don't know what to do, that is perfectly fine. This is your chance to explore and to decide what you like and what you don't like. Hi, my name is Uni with Get Schooled, and in today's video, I'll share a few paths that you could take after graduating high school. Let's get into it. First, you could attend college. This is the most popular route to take after high school. You could attend a 2-year or a 4-year university. Or you could do like me, where you take 2 years and then transfer to a 4-year university. This really helps with the cost of college. Next, earn and learn. Look into apprenticeship. This pathway leads to many different jobs that are in demand. And the best part is you get paid while learning. I highly recommend looking into apprenticeship because this opens doors to numerous opportunities in your field. Number 3, serve through AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps is a national service that hires and places workers throughout the nation to address critical needs. There are numerous benefits to this, such as receiving an education award to pay for college, trade school, or student loan debt. Number 4, study at a trade school. Trades are a great option if you like working with your hands, and these jobs are stable and in demand. This is a great pathway if you know what you want to pursue after high school. Last but not least, number 5, enter the workforce. If you're trying to make some money, you could apply and search for jobs right out of high school. This is a great pathway to take in between classes or if you're taking a gap year. And remember, everyone has their own path after high school. Our advice is to do what best works for you. If you want more ideas of what to do after high school, make sure to check us out at getschool.com. And remember, you could always text HELP to 33556.
Yes, like Faith said, as we know, it is graduation season. And certainly as our young kids transition into adulthood, it's the start of a journey. It's like a fork in the road of life. And our core philosophy here is that there is a future for every student. That's regardless of ability, background, what their grades are. In the whole community that we live in, there is a space and a place where every student can find a path to adulthood, find their passion, their thing, and their place in the village, whether it's here in New Jersey or in the larger world. But how they get there, how they navigate life, is up to them. And what can we do to support them on this journey? Because there are many roads, many paths that students take after graduation, and that can vary. But the destination is always the same. We want our students to become financially secure, personally fulfilled, have the agency to make their own choices. We want them to be happy, and we want to simplify that journey from student to professional in whatever way they want to do, and help them know that no matter what they do, whether they're going to college, whether they're going to trades, whatever it is, success does not have a single zip code or a single requirement. It is what they want, individualized. And so, how do they decide what to do? Well, at SPAN, there is actually a document that if you have been to any of our transition offerings, it breaks down deciding what you want to do or what you want to focus on into 4 different pillars of planning. So, starting with strengths. What are you good at? What are you inherently good at doing? Helping that student build on something that they are already good at is a very good way to help them direct where they want to be in their outer life, what career path they want to take, what they want to study in college. Give them something that they can build on, that is easy for them, that does not require them something extra to do. So that's one good way to look at making those decisions. Then needs. There are things we all need to know. We need to have the ability to make a meal, have the ability to navigate the world. So when you're thinking about a career path, maybe you do something that is needs-based. And as we all know, and we learned this during COVID, the medical field, for example, there's always going to be a need for nurses, for doctors. So that is a really good way to think about what option you would consider. And then dreams. At the end of the day, our students need to feel invested. They need to be doing something that they may have a dream about. It may not be something that they have a particular strength in. It may not be something that's necessarily a need, but something about aspiring to an idea really can motivate someone into a career path or into an education path. And then interests. If your kid is home for the weekend and they've got 5 hours, what do they do with their time? That is a hobby, that is an interest, that is a passion. These are things that they can connect to and utilize in their life because you know that they are willing and able to stay in that field for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So this is just an easy way of breaking down how to decide what you do. Because at the end of the day, without any risk, there is no reward. You gotta take risks. Life is all about risks. So take the pressure off your kids because high school seniors often feel like they are deciding the rest of their lives with one choice. But we want them to understand that picking a road at 17 is just the beginning of a journey. You are not making that forever choice. That first job or that college major is not what you would necessarily do when you're as you go into life. It's just not true. Realize that the first step is not a life sentence. And often when students have too many choices, they go into what's called a choice paralysis. And so, you know what? Let them know that just make a choice, take a step. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, life is about risks. It's full of risks. So you might pick a trade and then find out, oh, this work is harder than I thought. Oh, I am just not interested in this. They may pick a major and realize in the classes that that major is not for them. So certainly teach your students to embrace risks, embrace that difficulty with making choices, and just let them go, fall, make a decision, pivot. It's an important skill to learn because at the end of the day, we're always on a learning curve with life, and help them to feel empowered and change direction if they need. Because there is no wasted effort. There is a lesson to be learned in every experience. Even if they don't finish a certification, which is not ideal, and they decide that they don't want to work in that field ever again, they have still learned a lesson on what works for them, what they like, what they don't like. They still, even though they've done a job and then they've moved on to another position, they may have learned how to work on a team. They have learned how to develop a skill set, and you never know how that skill will apply later on. So let's talk about some myths versus facts. Okay, so myth one, you have to go to a four-year college to be successful. The fact is, in New Jersey and across the country, high demand trades like logistics or specialized tech or healthcare or plumbing or electricians, they can often have higher starting salaries than many typical entry-level jobs that require a four-year degree. So a good living isn't always exclusive to a university campus. Myth two, trade schools don't offer financial aid. So a lot of families skip looking into vocational programs because they think that they'll have to pay for everything out of pocket. In fact, the reality is that many of the New Jersey vocational programs are FAFSA eligible or even fully covered by state grants. So the money is there for that hands-on path as well. Myth three, I have to choose my forever career at age 17. Fact is, we need to lower the stakes for our students. So picking that path right now is not necessary. In fact, most adults change their careers 3 to 5 times. So the first step isn't about picking that job for the next 50 years. It's about building a solid foundation of skills so that you are ready for whatever comes next. And so in summary, our kids are looking at 3 main roads. They're looking at academic, they're looking at technical, or they're looking at employment. And they each have a strength. Of course, going to college, getting a degree, that means you're prioritizing applications and securing financial aid. And if you're looking at technical, then you want to get hands-on experience, doing an apprenticeship, doing some kind of internship, mastering a trade where you can get paid and maybe bypass that traditional classroom route. And then, of course, going into direct employment. That means getting a job, building a professional resume. And this can be, as we know, in person or virtual these days. But the point is to start your career journey and figure out what works. So now I'm going to pass it over to Stephanie.
Great. Thank you so much, Kim. And I personally am on my second career. So that's very much a real statistic. All right. So let's talk about higher education and the traditional gateway because it remains the primary road for many. But let's be realistic about the job market. In many industries, a degree is the key that unlocks the door. It is the most consistent criterion used to get a candidate into a job interview, helping you get past the automated screening software so a human actually sees your resume. But higher education isn't a one-size-fits-all. It's a spectrum ranging from technical associate degrees, which focus on foundational and technical skills, to broad bachelor's degrees. Understanding which level of degree is required for your target field is the first step in planning your timeline. While we celebrate every path, there is a reason the 4-year college road is such a popular choice. It is a special season of life that is about much more than just what you learn in a textbook. Becoming an expert. If there is a subject you're truly passionate about, like science or business or the arts, college is where you go to become an expert. You get to spend 4 years learning from people who are the best in their fields and using equipment or resources you just cannot find anywhere else. It's a safe space for self-discovery. College is like a bridge between being a kid and being an adult. It's a safe environment where you can explore life, try out different majors, and figure out who you really are without the immediate pressure of a 9-to-5 job. It's a place where you can make mistakes and grow from them. It's about broadening your worldview. This is one of the most important parts of the experience. You're going to meet people from all over the world with different backgrounds and viewpoints. It pushes you to think bigger, develop your respect for others, and prepare you to live and work in a world that's much larger than your own hometown. It's the key to employment. We have to be realistic about the modern job market. For many of the most stable and high-paying careers, a college degree is still the most important criteria for getting hired. Today, most large companies use AI and software to scan resumes, and often, if that degree isn't listed, your resume might not even be seen by a human being. So it's a critical credential that opens the door so you can show what you're capable of. And the power of network. Finally, you're building your village. The friends you make in the dorms and the professors who mentor you become your professional network for life. When you're looking for that big internship or a job, these are the people who will be standing in your corner, ready to help you succeed. So if you're thinking about starting at a community college to save money, which is a very smart move, by the way, you must get familiar with NJ Transfer. However, it is not just a website to look at once. Every family needs to research what we call articulation agreements. These are the formal contracts between schools that guarantee your credits will actually count toward your major at a 4-year university. In New Jersey, you have to be proactive about reading these agreements. Do not assume every credit moves automatically. Do the research early so you do not waste time or money on classes that won't transfer. This is how you ensure that the $40,000 you saved actually stays in your pocket rather than being spent on repeating classes at your next school. We need to rethink how we view the trades, especially given the current climate. With the rapid rise of AI, we're seeing many traditional office-based roles being disrupted, but you simply cannot AI a complex electrical grid or a sophisticated HVAC system. These trades are becoming some of the most stable and viable career paths available today because they require a level of physical problem solving that technology cannot replace. To find these opportunities, you should look into the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development Office of Strategic Statistics and Grants. That's a mouthful, right? They are the ones who oversee the funding and registration of these earn and learn programs. Additionally, for students exploring these paths, the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery is an incredible and often underutilized tool. It's not just for the military. It's one of the best aptitude tests available to help students identify their mechanical and technical strengths. By using these resources, you aren't choosing between a trade and a degree. You're starting a career that pays you while you build a transcript for a degree later on. In New Jersey, the line between trade school and college is actually blurring. Many of our state's technical programs are now structured just like colleges, complete with credits and academic rigor. This is formalized through NJ Place 2.0. which stands for New Jersey Professional Learning Affirmation for Combined Education. It's a state initiative that allows your apprenticeship hours to count as actual college credit. So let's talk about emerging sectors. And we want students to move toward where the jobs are growing fastest. New Jersey is currently seeing an explosion in sectors like offshore wind energy and cybersecurity. These are sophisticated, tech-heavy industries that offer high wages and long-term security, often through specialized certifications. Sometimes the road needs to start with immediate work or a second chance. If a student is struggling or left school early, the New Jersey Youth Corps provides a path back with a paycheck and specialized training. It's a vital resource for those who need to re-engage with their career path. For everyone else, our state one-stop career centers aren't just for unemployment. They are career launching pads. They provide free workshops on how to land a job right now, offering coaching on everything from resume writing to navigating the New Jersey job market as a young professional. So let's talk about the Navigator's Toolbox. Preparation starts with discovery, not just paperwork. We recommend every student use the NJCAN 360 Interest Profiler. It's a tool that helps them find the intersection between what they enjoy and what the New Jersey economy pays for. There is no substitute for real-world experience. Through work-based learning, students can step out of the classroom and into a workplace. Shadowing a professional for even a day can save years of pursuing a career that isn't actually a good fit. Think about stackable credentials. You can earn a 6-month certification in a field like IT or medical assisting to get your foot in the door. And this gives you a working seat at the table, allowing you to earn a living wage while you decide your next move toward a degree. So let's look at a little bit of, as we continue on here with the Navigator's timeline, middle school. So the math foundation. We have to talk about math early. Middle school is where the math track starts. If a student can get into algebra early, it opens up every single door later on, from engineering to high-level tech trades. We want to make sure they have the support they need now so they don't get locked out of those high-paying careers later. Grade 9. That's the service mindset. Freshman year is the perfect time to start giving back. Service isn't just about checking a box on an application. It's about finding out who you are when you're helping someone else. Whether it's a food bank or a tech help group, starting service now helps a student find their why. Grade 10, STEM and core sequencing. By sophomore year, the subjects you choose really start to shape your future. This is the year where the math track gets serious. We want students to understand that the math and science they take now aren't just classes. They're the gatekeeper subjects that determine which programs they can apply to in a few years. And grade 11, service leadership and advanced math. In junior year, we want to see students take the lead in their service work. It's one thing to show up, but it's another to organize the event. At the same time, this is the year to push through those advanced math courses. Even if math isn't their favorite subject, it is a tool that makes their application stand out to every recruiter and admissions officer in the state. So we want to give you a clear map so that the future does not feel like it's crashing down on you all at once in senior year. This timeline is about taking small, steady steps from the moment you walk into high school. Starting with grade 9, discovery and exploration. So freshman year is all about the discovery. This is the time to try everything and see what sticks. We want students to explore different clubs and classes to figure out what they actually enjoy before they have to make big decisions. In grade 10, it's about building skills and strength. By sophomore year, we start looking at the bigger picture. We want students to focus on their natural strengths and start looking at specific career paths in New Jersey, whether that's in a hospital, a tech hub, or a construction site. Grade 11 is narrowing the road. So junior year is when things get real, okay? So this is the time to actually go out and see these places. So visit a college campus, walk through a trade school, or talk to a recruiter. Start getting ready for the tests or certifications you might need. Grade 12 is action and commitment. Senior year is all about the finish line. This is when you fill out the FAFSA or the financial aid, you send in your applications, and you make your final choice. It is a busy year, but because you started early, you're ready for it. And finally, post-grad, the first pivot. Once you graduate, the journey does not stop. You're stepping onto your first road. But remember what we talked about earlier. You are always learning. And if you need to change direction later on, you already have the foundation to do it. And now I'm going to pass it over to Faith.
Thank you, Stephanie. Let's see this as a journey, the guidance counselor. So think of the school counselor as the navigator of this entire journey. They are the ones who can bridge a gap between where a student is now and where they want to go. The information hub. But remember, they are not mind readers. They need you to be part of the conversation. When families and students share their interests and their worries early on, it changes everything. It allows the counselor to stop being just a person who picks your classes and start being a true advocate who can unlock hidden gems like local New Jersey grants or union apprenticeships or mentorships that most people don't even know exist. This is where the expertise really shines. A good counselor can stop being just a person who picks your classes and a true advocate. They have hidden gems, and sometimes that's what you need. Educators. Teachers and administrators are the ones who set the tone for what success looks like in the school. They are the culture builders who make every student feel like they have a future. Teachers are the ultimate talent scouts. They see things in a student, like a knack for leadership or technical mind, that the student might not even recognize as a professional strength themselves. We need our school leaders to make sure every single path is celebrated. Whether a student is going to an Ivy League school or joining a local trade union, they should feel just as proud of that choice during every school assembly. In the classroom, we can connect daily lessons to real jobs right here in New Jersey. It makes school feel more relevant when a student sees how math or science applies to a real-world career they actually want. Administrators make sure that the safety net is in place for everyone. Success should not just be reserved for the top 10%. Every student should have access to the resources they need to find their road. And finally, we want to create a culture where it is okay to change your mind. We should celebrate when a student discovers a new interest and decides to pivot, rather than just making them feel like they failed. Families. Families are the most important part of this village. You are the heartbeat of the process, and we want to help you feel confident as you guide your student through these big choices. For the families, we suggest acting more like a coach than a director. It is about supporting your child as they find their own path rather than just telling them exactly what they have to do or what they must do. One of the biggest stressors is money, the cost. But don't let that scare you. A lot of people don't realize that financial aid and state grants are available for trade schools and technical certificates too. You see a side of your child that the school might miss. Those hobbies, the passions they have at home are often the key to their future career. So please share those observations with the school. Give your student permission to be curious. Let them know it is okay to explore different roads and take risks until they find the one that fits their unique personality. And remember, you are not alone in this. Connect with other families and the school staff. When we share what we know and work together, it makes the whole process a lot stressful for everyone. Community-based organizations, the support net. So community-based organizations bring something special to the village because they build the bridges to the real world. You are the support net that catches students and points them towards opportunity. Community groups bring something special to the village because they build the bridges to the real world. They can set up a simple coffee chat between a student and a local professional to give them a real look at a career. Community-based organizations, also known as CBOs, also help fill in the gap. If a family is feeling overwhelmed by complex forms or applications, A community-based organization can provide the extra set of hands to get the job done. These groups offer a safe, low-stake place to try things out. It is a perfect environment for a student to test out a new skill, like coding or construction, in an after-school program. CBOs have their finger on the pulse of the local job market. They know which New Jersey companies are hiring right now and what those employees are actually looking for in a new hire. I see it as someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone. Lastly, they help with the soft skills that are important. They teach students how to handle an interview and how to stay professional and keep moving forward, even when they face a setback. And my favorite part, the students. This section is all about you. On this career and education journey, you are the captain. Here's how to take control of your future starting right now. To know your value, start by looking at what you are naturally good at. Look at your hobbies, look at your passions, look at your gifts. You are so much more than just a grade point average or just a test score. And your natural talents are actually your biggest assets as you move forward. For someone that likes to talk a lot of times, children that talk a lot, that ends up being their gift. I was that kid. I was that kid that was always being told in parent-teacher conferences that I talk too much, not knowing that later in life, that the thing that I get in trouble for would be my gift. Take the leap. Do not let the fear of making a mistake keep you from starting. Pick a road that interests you right now and jump in with both feet, whether it is a trade or a degree. Success comes when you commit to the hard work and give it everything you have. Be the driver. Again, you are the captain. You are the driver of this journey. So you have to be the one to speak up. Your family, your counselor, they want to help you, but they are not mind readers. This is your life. Tell them exactly what your dreams are and be honest about what kind of help you need to get there. Test the waters. You do not have to guess what a career is like. Try to shadow a professional for a day or take a short community class to see if you actually enjoy the work. With this day and age, TikTok is an asset. So you can go on TikTok and look up what is it like to be a teacher? What is it like to be a construction worker? And someone somewhere vlogged it, did videos, and has information on it. Testing the waters now is the best way to make sure the reality of the job matches your vision. Master the pivot. Finally, if you get started on a road and realize it's not for you, do not panic. This is not a failure. It is just information. You just have to gather the right data that will help you choose an even better road next time. So just take what you learn and get ready to pivot. And now Dr. Anisha will take us on the journey of resources and roadmap.
Thank you, Faith. So we don't want you to feel like you have to figure all of this out by yourself, because you don't. New Jersey has a massive network of support waiting for you. And we want you to make sure you know exactly where to go for help. If you have questions about money, and we always do, you can reach out to the Higher Education Student Assistance Authority, HESA. It is your go-to. They handle the New Jersey STARS program, which can provide free community college tuition for students in the top 15% of their class. They also manage the student tuition aid grant, which is money that states receive to give to students to help pay for college based on financial need. For New Jersey Career Connections, for those looking for workforce or trades, the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development has a great tool called Career Connections. It helps you find local apprenticeships and on-the-job training where you can learn a trade while getting paid. It also shows you where jobs are actually hiring in our state right now. If you are thinking of starting at a community college to save money, you must get familiar with the New Jersey Transfer. However, it is not just a website that you look at once. Every family needs to research what we call articulation agreements. These are the formal contracts between schools that guarantee that your credits that you're getting in community college will actually transfer to a four-year university. You cannot assume that your credits will automatically move. You have to do research early so that you're not wasting your time and your money on classes that do not transfer. And of course, we at the Hub are here. We're here to assist you. So if you have any questions, we provide guides and workshops to help keep families at the center of the planning process. We are your partner in making sure that your student feels empowered and your family has the right advocacy tools. At the end of the day, there are many different roads, but the goal is for the same for everyone. We want our kids to be happy, independent, and successful. And by working together as a village, we can make sure every student in New Jersey has the map to get where they need to be. Let us get to work and support our students on whatever road they choose. Students, your first move, this is your future, and it's not something that just happens to you. It is something that you build. So your very first move tonight should be to log on to New Jersey Can. Take the 5-minute interest quiz. Let the data show you paths that you may not have considered yet. It is a great way to see how your hobbies can translate into a paycheck. The Earn and Learn database. Finally, for those of you who are ready for the hands-on road, the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development apprenticeship site is your best resource. It lists active programs right here in New Jersey where you can find an earn and learn opportunity. It is the best way to get a world-class education without the debt. And as a result of all of these systems working together, as always, is rooted in the purpose of our work, family engagement. When it comes down to it, real family engagement is built on trust. It is a two-way street where the school and the home are consistently sharing information. We want to empower families to be advocates. We know that you need the right information, and when you do, you can ask the specific questions and find out the supports that you need to help your students succeed. It takes a village. So when the school, the home, and the community are all saying the same thing, the student feels completely supported. We have to remember that when a student succeeds, it's a win for all of us. It makes our entire New Jersey community stronger. The ultimate goal of all of this engagement is a smooth transition from high school to post-secondary education or work opportunities. We want you to make sure that when you leave high school, you are stepping on a strong, solid road with total confidence. We hope that you enjoyed the information that you received during this webinar. And now we would like you to take a quick survey. Please take the time to scan the QR code or look in the chat and click that link and take a moment to complete our short survey. Your feedback is essential in helping us continue to deliver valuable and engaging webinars like the one we just delivered this morning. Please take the survey.
Thank you. Dr. Lanisha and the rest of the team for such a great overview. So now I get the opportunity to talk to you about our upcoming webinars and workshop offerings. So next up, we want you to put a pin in your calendar where we're going to have a workshop on Monday, May 18th from 6:30 to 7:30. This is delivered by our partners at Patterson Education Fund. And the title is Ask the Right Questions, a Deeper Dive. And this gives the audience an opportunity to learn how to ask the right questions, develop your parent advocacy, understanding the school budget, which is huge, and meeting facilitation. So we hope that you join us. And then in the same theme, on Tuesday, May 19th, this will be a lunch and learn workshop series from 12 to 1 p.m., where we're going to provide information on using school data to advocate for stronger family-school partnerships. And this is going to give you the ability to understand how to navigate the New Jersey databases so you can advocate effectively for your children. So we hope that you'll be able to join us. And on Wednesday, May 20th, along with our partners, SEL4NJ, Erica Brenton will be delivering the workshop series, Designing Environments That Build Resilient Learners. That will be delivered on Wednesday, May 20th, during our Lunch and Learn from 12 to 1 p.m. Please be sure to join us. The links are in the chat. We hope to see you there. Many Roads, One Future. This is the student edition. We are going to offer the same webinar that you just sat in this morning, but it's going to be a student edition. That will be held on Wednesday, May 20th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So we encourage you to share this out with your friends, your colleagues, anyone that has a young adult, a student in high school, whether they're a sophomore, even if they're a freshman, it doesn't matter. They don't have to be on the heels of graduation, as Stephanie or Casey had alluded, that it's never too early. So please be sure to share this out, and we hope to see more folks in the evening webinar for the student edition. Learning Through Challenge, Teaching Growth Mindset in Real Life, which is also a workshop delivered for our Lunch and Learn on Friday, May 29th by our partners, SEL4NJ. Erica Brenton is an outstanding presenter. If you haven't been to any of her offerings, now is the time to do so. So we encourage you to register so that you can continue to build on your toolbox and your advocacy and all the great things to have you build your mindset. And this is teaching growth mindset in real life. So this is a really essential topic for all of you, parents, educators, to dial into. And then on Monday, June 1st, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., we have our partners, Patterson Education Fund, who's going to deliver a workshop, The College Track. And this is very timely as it comes off the heels of this presentation. And one of the takeaways will be improving attendance, the college track, talk, read, sing, trusted messenger, and mindfulness. So we hope that you join us. And this will be, again, an evening session. And then we want to promote the upcoming Ohio Family Engagement Leadership Summit. This is a 7th annual hosted by our friends and partners at Ohio State. And this summit takes place in the fall in September, but this is a very high-end summit, so we're encouraging registration early. This summit is dedicated to the understanding that the most extraordinary breakthroughs in education begins with simple intentional shifts and how we lead. And that event is designed for school, district leaders, educators, family engagement professionals, parent leaders, and community partners. So it's really all of our audience here. By registering, you'll be able to receive all of the recordings, even if you're unable to attend live, but I would encourage you to attend it live. It will be held just for the one day. Also, there will be an after the bell, which that means that New Jersey will have its own session to discuss what we can do in our state to continue to lead with intentional shifts. So we hope that you join us. Please pass this along to your family members, friends, fellow leaders to go ahead and join you in the summit. We hope to see you there. And then we have on Tuesday, June 9th, our next scheduled webinar next month, which is still up this summer, engaging activities to inspire learning at home and beyond. This is a great session to come and register. It does highlight engaging enrichment options. We know that we're always thinking about how we can have our students continue to engage and grow even when school is out. So be sure to register for our upcoming webinar next month. We hope to see you there. And lastly, thank you so much for joining us today. If you didn't have an opportunity to fill out the survey, please do that now. We'll put the please scan the QR code, and we'll also put the survey in the chat, the link. And we also invite you to subscribe to our newsletter, the Engagement Exchange, where you can hear all the great things that are happening here at the Hub, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we're going to pop those links in. And we just joined the world of TikTok. So we're growing leaps and bounds and getting the messaging out to all of our audiences. So be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. As always, thank you for being a part of our day. We know that you could have chose anywhere else to be, but you chose to be with us. And we hope that this information was of value to you. And we'll see you next time here at the Hub. Thank you.